Many people think automatic cars are easier to drive and maintain than manual ones. While that's mostly true, there are still plenty of mistakes drivers make that can damage the transmission, wear out important components, and lead to expensive repairs. Some bad habits even put your safety at risk. Stick around till the end for a bonus tip that will help keep your transmission running smoothly for years. 1. Driving through deep water. You might think driving through a flooded street is fine as long as the water doesn't reach your engine, but automatic transmissions have vents that allow internal pressure to escape. If water enters through these vents, it contaminates the transmission fluid. When water mixes with transmission fluid, it turns into a thick, milky substance that destroys the lubrication inside your gearbox. Unlike an engine, simply draining and replacing the fluid won't fix the damage. The safest option is to avoid deep water altogether. 2. Resting your hand on the gear shifter. It might seem like a minor habit, but resting your hand on the gear lever can cause unnecessary wear on the internal components. Even slight pressure can put stress on the shift linkage and transmission, leading to long-term damage. A good rule of thumb is to keep both hands on the steering wheel and only touch the gear shifter when you actually need to change gears. 3. Driving with a nearly empty tank. You might think running on low fuel isn't a big deal, but it can seriously harm your car. The fuel pump, located inside the gas tank, relies on gasoline to stay cool. When fuel levels drop too low, the pump overheats, which can lead to early failure. Another issue is debris that settles at the bottom of the tank over time. When your fuel level is low, these tiny particles get sucked into the system, clogging the fuel filter and affecting engine performance. Always keep at least a quarter tank of fuel to avoid these problems. 4. Ignoring dashboard warning lights. Warning lights on your dashboard aren't just there for decoration. They indicate potential issues that need immediate attention. Some of the most important ones include transmission temperature light. If this comes on, your transmission is overheating, which can lead to serious damage. Check engine light. This could indicate a variety of issues, including transmission problems, oil pressure warning. If ignored, this can lead to major engine failure. If any of these lights turn on, get your car checked as soon as possible to prevent costly repairs. Revving the engine when stuck in snow. If your car is stuck in snow, it's tempting to rev the engine and spin the wheels to get free. However, this only generates excessive heat and friction, which can damage the transmission. Instead, try gently rocking the car back and forth between drive and reverse, or use traction aids like sand, salt, or floor mats under the tires. 6. Shifting to neutral while coasting. Some people believe putting the car in neutral while coasting downhill saves fuel. However, modern automatic cars already adjust fuel flow when decelerating in gear, so this trick doesn't actually help. Worse, it reduces your control over the vehicle. If you need to accelerate suddenly to avoid danger, you'll lose precious seconds shifting back into drive. Additionally, coasting in neutral forces your brakes to work harder since the engine isn't helping to slow the car down. Instead, let the car stay in gear and use its natural engine braking system. 7. Keeping the car in drive. While waiting at a stoplight. Leaving your car in drive when waiting at a stoplight seems harmless, but it puts unnecessary strain on the transmission. The torque converter, which transfers power from the engine to the wheels, stays engaged, creating heat buildup in the transmission fluid. Over time, excessive heat weakens the fluid and causes parts to wear out faster. If you're stuck at a long red light, shifting into neutral can help reduce stress on your transmission and keep it cooler. 8. Letting the car idle in drive for too long. If you leave your car idling in drive for extended periods, the transmission continues working, generating unnecessary heat. While modern cars have cooling fans, excessive idling still increases wear and tear. If you're going to be stopped for a long time, it's better to shift to neutral or turn the car off. 9. Not using the handbrake. When parking, many drivers rely only on the park setting to keep their car from rolling. However, this puts all the stress on the parking pawl inside the transmission, which isn't designed to hold the full weight of the car. Using the handbrake takes the pressure off the transmission, preventing long-term damage, especially when parked on a hill. 10. Shifting into park before coming to a complete stop. Shifting into park before the car has fully stopped is one of the worst things you can do to an automatic transmission. The parking pawl, a small metal pin inside the gearbox, is designed to lock the transmission in place when the car is stationary. If you engage park while the car is still moving, this metal pin can break, causing serious internal damage. Always make sure the vehicle is at a complete stop before shifting into park. 11. Shifting between drive and reverse. Without stopping quickly, switching from drive to reverse while the car is still moving can damage the transmission's gears and clutch packs. Older cars are especially vulnerable to this issue, but even newer vehicles can suffer if this is done repeatedly. Always come to a full stop before switching between forward and reverse gears to avoid unnecessary wear. 12. Accelerating too hard from a stop. Slamming on the gas from a complete stop might feel powerful, but it puts a lot of stress on your engine, transmission, and suspension. Frequent hard launches can wear down engine and transmission mounts, suspension components, gear mechanisms inside the transmission. If you want your car to last longer, avoid sudden takeoffs. 13. Turning off the car before putting it in park. Some cars have safety features that prevent the engine from turning off unless the car is in park, but not all do. Always ensure your car is fully in park before shutting it off to avoid unnecessary wear. 14. Neglecting transmission. Fluid changes. Some manufacturers claim their transmission fluid lasts a lifetime, but in reality, it degrades over time due to heat and friction. It's best to change your transmission fluid every 50,000 miles to keep the system running smoothly. 15. Ignoring warm-up time in cold weather. Instead of driving off immediately in freezing temperatures, let your car idle for a minute or two. 16. Using the wrong transmission fluid. Always check your owner's manual and use only the recommended transmission fluid. 17. Towing beyond your car's limit. Every car has a maximum towing capacity, and exceeding it can overheat and damage the transmission. Pulling a heavy trailer without a transmission cooler can cause fluid breakdown, leading to slipping gears. Always check your vehicle's towing capacity in the manual and use proper towing equipment. Bonus tip: avoid parking in direct sunlight. What's the worst driving habit or mistake you've seen someone make? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on car care and maintenance.